How's it going, everyone? It's Avi from Weather Sponge 5000, and in this video we're going to focus on Tropical Storm 1, which is likely to become Tropical Storm Alex before landfall, and determine the impacts you should expect as this storm is making landfall along the southern coast of Florida. But before I begin, make sure to subscribe if you want to see more weather-related content. Make sure to like if you like this video, and make sure to turn on post notifications if you want to see even more weather-related content. So let's begin by taking a look at the current water vapor imagery for Tropical Storm 1, or what will likely become Tropical Storm Alex. And you're probably wondering, why isn't this named Tropical Storm Alex just yet? Well, it's because there isn't really a compact, very small center of circulation where there's a strong amount of rotation. We do see maybe just a slight amount of rotation, but you see that this storm, it looks completely disorganized. If I were to show you this water vapor imagery without any context, you'll probably assume it's just a regular everyday trough just moving through the southeast, and I wouldn't blame you for thinking that because it just looks very disorganized. There isn't really a compact area of center circulation where all the convection is spiraling around. As you see that the clouds are just drifting away along with the strong wind shear we're seeing as a result of an upper level trough that's located right around Alabama and Mississippi at this point, that's steering the storm well to the east, and it's drifting along those clouds far to the east of the center circulation, which is located right around here, probably less than 100 miles away from Fort Myers at this time. And by the time you're watching this video, it probably would have already made landfall, but the conditions shouldn't really be much different from what you're experiencing right now. Just because the eye is still has yet to make landfall, I don't think the conditions when it comes to at least wind will change much. You're still going to receive heavy rain though, so that's only a main concern for southern Florida. And you don't want to underestimate the storm just because it's weak when it comes to wind speed, because it still has the capability of bringing major flash flood threat and a major flood threat overall for the southern coast of Florida. So that's something to keep in mind. And this isn't expected to organize as this approaches landfall because, of course, the wind shear is too strong. There's too much dry air on the western side, as really the only thing that's keeping the wind speed afloat is the fact that it's moving. The lower level winds and the upper level winds are moving the same direction on the southeastern side. That's where the strongest winds are, and it still has at least somewhat of convection occurring, especially along the eastern side of this storm as a result of warmer than average sea surface temperatures. But other than that, this storm is very weak, but this still is expected to make landfall as Tropical Storm Alex once we do see a more closed center circulation as it approaches southern Florida. Now, taking a look at the warnings issued, you see tropical storm warnings are still issued for a lot of southern Florida. This includes Fort Myers, this includes Miami, this includes West Palm Beach, Key West is involved, and even as far south as Cuba, closer to Havana is involved, and portions of the Bahamas are involved. So keep that in mind that tropical storm force conditions are likely, and you're bound to receive gusty winds occasionally gusting to 40 to 50 miles per hour along the coast. So that's something to keep in mind, especially if you're right along the coast, right around the Gulf of Mexico or the Atlantic Ocean. And taking a look at the current wind shear, you see that there's a strong amount of upper level winds moving through Florida at this time. We're seeing upper level winds equivalent to 50 to 60 knots, and this isn't expected to subside, so this storm will continue to remain weak as it heads further eastward. Now, taking a look at taking a look at the next slide. This doesn't okay, my computer's lagging a little bit, I apologize, but I'm taking a look at the winds. You see that these are wind gusts, and if we were to take a look at the scale below, you see that the purples represents wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour, and that's certainly possible, especially in the Keys where you're exposed to the open and frictionless water, and especially along the coast of Florida where the wind gusts could extend pretty far north into the Daytona Beach area. We're seeing the winds extend towards Port St. Lucie and Miami. You guys are seeing stronger wind gusts, so you might want to take those loose things inside for today, not only throughout southern Florida, but even further north where you could see gustier winds up to 30 miles per hour, which is enough to knock some stuff down. So this won't be a significant wind threat by any means, but you definitely still need to at least bring those loose things inside, because those could be damaging projectiles that could damage your property, and you certainly don't want to experience that. So that's going to be something to keep in mind if you're right around the southern coast of Florida. Now, let me actually zoom out a little bit to show you guys slides or at least parts I wanted to show you guys, but my computer's a little laggy right now. But you see that here's the current radar. You see that there's a heavy amount of rain throughout southern Florida, extending to Miami and Fort Lauderdale. We're seeing that heavy rain as of right now, and is expected to continue in the very near future. Where if we were to take a look at the Futurecast radar, you see the heavy rain is staying throughout Miami, and it's not only heavy rain, it's an extreme amount of heavy downpour. We're seeing a strong amount of thunder showers, and it's expected to linger over the same area. So flash flooding is likely around the Miami area. So you need to pay close attention for tonight and into early tomorrow for the flash flood threat if you're in a flood prone area, because that's certainly possible. Now, take a look at the Futurecast radar. You're going to see that this is expected to last until maybe around the 4 p.m. time frame. That's when you guys should expect the worst conditions. So let this load a little bit. You see that it's still loading, but you're going to see that this will last throughout the morning of Saturday, and then by Saturday afternoon, I'd say that's when most of the rain showers should exit Florida, and it should be good from there on out. So now let's take a look at the current radar as of right now. Give me just one second. Okay, it's still recording. It's so laggy. I don't know what's happening, but you see that throughout southern Florida, I expect 6 to 10 inches of rain, which is quite significant. That's definitely something to pay very close attention to. Oh, it is still recording? Okay, but yeah, heavy rainfall should be expected throughout Florida. Into the next thing, the next slide, you see that flash flood risk is very high at this point. So that's something to keep in mind. Another thing that we're going to need to pay close attention to is the projected path. You see that it's going to make landfall in southern Florida. Not really anything new here that you haven't seen. So make sure to keep that in mind throughout southern Florida. Tropical storm warnings are issued, as it should be bad. And in terms of the strength forecasts, you see that the storm is expected to mainly maybe strengthen a little bit as a result of baroclinic influences. It's going to deal with a little bit of instability as it heads on to the northern Atlantic, and it should evolve into an extratropical cyclone somewhere between Sunday and Monday. So but the good news is that this should move out to sea, so it won't be much of a major impact for you guys. So that's going to be something to keep in mind, that it's pretty much going to move off the Florida coast probably by Saturday night. That's when the worst of the conditions should be away from Florida. But for Florida, make sure to be prepared for heavy rainfall. Major flooding is expected, and tropical storm warnings issued for a large portion of Florida. So make sure to keep that in mind. But yeah, guys, I guess that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more weather-related content. Make sure to like if you like this video, and make sure to turn on post notifications if you want to see even more weather-related content. And I hope you guys have a great day.